What's going on, guys? Burning Rubber here, back with another video, and today we're going to be polishing and waxing my car, and I'm going to take you through the steps involved to get it done correctly. So let's get into it. So the first thing you're going to want is some painter's tape, and what we're going to do is tape all around the edges where there's plastic, because when you get polish on the plastic it tends to fade and discolor. Okay, so now the car is all taped up. I've done in here as well because I'm going to be polishing here just to get a few of the scratches out. I ran out of my green painter's tape halfway through the first side of the car, so lucky I had this spare. I wasn't able to leave and buy more, obviously. This thicker stuff was a lot harder to maneuver, but that's all I had. The thinner stuff is a lot easier and a lot better to maneuver and manipulate. So I've done even around the headlight covers, anywhere that there's a bit of plastic. I've covered up the badges as well, all of that stuff. There's black plastic trim here that I've covered up as well. And now we're ready to put an alcohol wipe on it, just to rid it of anything that's on top, maybe some dirt or dust or anything, and then we'll be ready. Okay, so I've got an isopropyl alcohol blend here, and I'm just going to spray it on the paint and wipe off with a microfiber. This is going to remove any oils from the detail spray. Now you can definitely feel how much smoother the paint is after we've done the clay bar, but you can also at the same time see the imperfections a lot more too. So I didn't actually realize before, but my paint actually isn't in the best condition, and that's over 5 years of ownership. I polished it when I first got it, but I didn't really know very much about detailing it and washing it properly. So over the time I've obviously caused some swirl marks, and there's a few water spots and that sort of thing in the paint, so we're going to try and get that all out today. When your car is so slick like this is now, everything just glides on it. And so what this is going to do is, when the car gets wet, water is going to bead off it, and it's also going to make it a lot easier to keep clean and also to wash it. So today we're going to be using these 3 compounds and polishes. We've got heavy cut compounds, medium cut polish, and a super finish. So the idea here, what you're going to want to do is use the least abrasive method possible. So we're going to start off with a medium on the top, see if we can get everything out. If not, we might have to move to a heavy cut, but polish takes away layers of your clear coat. So you're going to want to take away as little as possible. So this is the first pad that I'm going to be using. It's a cutting pad. Now, as you can see, it's a bit used, and what we're going to want to do is go through with our polishing pad cleaner, and we're just going to want to brush it out. Now, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a lot coming out here. And all of these particles, if they're left on the pad, they're pretty hard, and what it will end up doing, instead of actually helping your paint, you're going to make it worse. Okay, so now we're going to start off with a medium cut polish. What we're going to want to do is put a little bit on the pad, just a couple of dabs there, and you're going to want to prime the pad. So just rub it in, get it all lubricated, make sure it softens the pad. So with a softer and lubricated pad, it's going to help to glide on the paint a little bit more, and you're not going to need to work as hard and put as much polish on the actual paint. So today we're using a Mint Pro Tools orbital polisher. This has a 15mm throw, and we're going to put a 5-inch pad on it. So line it up in the center. All right, all good. Now our pad's nice and primed. We're gonna grab some more polish. And we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. It doesn't need to be huge globs on there, but you know, decent size. Okay, so we're gonna adjust our speed control here. We're gonna start off with speed 1. Put the cord over our shoulders like this so that we don't touch the paint. We're gonna put a few dabs around here just to help spread it out a little bit, and so that the polish doesn't come splatting out at you. Okay, then we're gonna turn it on, speed setting 1, and we're just gonna spread it out a little bit. Okay, so now it's all spread out along the paint, and what we're going to do is turn it up to speed setting 5, and then we're going to go do a few passes until the polish goes clear. Okay, so what we're going to do now is inspect the paint, wipe it off quickly, and see how we did. Okay, so this is our little test area. We're just going to see. Not too bad. This polish is actually kind of hard to remove from the paint afterwards. Not too bad. We could do with another pass, however. And we'll come back and inspect it again. Okay, so just quickly, another tip. What you're also going to want to do is not focus on one particular area for too long, because what happens is the vibrations will warm up the paint. If the paint gets too hot, you're going to end up burning into the paint. So that's another thing you don't want. Make sure you're constantly moving along. If there's an area that needs particular attention, then you can always come back to it later. So another thing you notice I'm doing is I'm going in a crosshatch pattern, which means I'm either going back to front in an S pattern, and then I'm going side to side in an S pattern. That just makes sure you really work in the polish and you make sure you cover everywhere. So try and do that when you polish. It's a really good idea to get into that. Okay, so we're looking really good here actually. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but here there's next to no scratches at all. And then as you come down to here, the areas that I haven't done, there's a few swirls, few scratches and all that sort of thing. So the medium cut is working very well for this panel. I have seen some worse scratches on the top, however, so that might need a heavy cut. But we'll just continue with this for now, and I'll meet you back in a sec. Now we're going to try using a heavy compound on the roof because there are a lot of watermarks, there's a lot of straight line scratches, all that sort of thing. We've got to just cut down and get rid of. Okay, so a lot of the straight line scratches have been removed. However, there's still a lot of watermarks, so I'm going to go over it again and see how we can go. So this is how desperately I needed a polish, right? I thought my paint was actually really good, but if you can see there, look at that line. On that side is where I've polished, and this side here is hasn't been touched yet. Look at the difference. Look at how much brighter it is now after the polish. That's incredible. Now, one thing, and you might be able to see it better on the other side. One thing I'm not actually able to get out, a little bit of water spots there. Now, it's definitely a lot better than it was before. However, these are proving really tough. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to get them out. I'll still give it another pass. That's after 3 passes of a compound. I'll give it another pass and see how we go. So then once you've polished your car, go through again with an isopropyl alcohol spray all over the car, and then I'm going to wax on top. That does it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. Let me know what you guys would have done differently. Try it out for yourselves. Let me know how it goes. Check out the video before where I decontaminate the car as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one.